Hey you, before the video starts, consider dropping a like, a comment, and maybe consider subscribing. This really does help the channel grow. On to the video. Hey guys, it's Main here, back again with another account review. Today we're looking at Jdoo523's account, watching over on YouTube stream. So there's going to be a like 30-40 second delay, so I won't be able to read it live, but I'll try to read it since you're there. Ask questions, but you did give me some pointers of things you specifically want me to go over and talk about to help you with that. So specifically Windwalker talent spreads, progressing Windwalker, talking about farming and main stat bubbles, or rather getting more main stat on your characters. So let's kind of touch upon that, all those little bits of information. I guess to just dive right into it and talk about it. But real quick, just want to get a good gauge of your account. End of World 6, got to Samurai Guardians. So big first thing I'd recommend is getting Eclipse Skulls. You're at the end of World 6. This is a fantastic time to go back to World 1, get Eclipse Skulls there, go back to World 2, do Eclipse Skulls, World 3, World 4, so on and so forth. This will help you get more damage. Remember that Eclipse Skulls give you a damage multiplier. So if you want more damage, this is a very easy and quick way to do so. Also, as you kill the mobs and get into Lava Skulls, you'll get more multi-kill bonus, which will make the Eclipse Skull grind a little bit faster. What I would recommend, first of all, is before you go straight into doing Eclipse Skulls, like going from 0 kills to 1 billion, do 100 mil kills first. So honestly, first of all, go on your Deathbringer, whichever one can do the super chows. You just have 2. So go onto your second Deathbringer, go farm those World 1 mobs and get 100 million kills to complete the super chows. Super chows are really important because they're a multiplier to meal cooking speed, so it'll help you with cooking. And initially getting the 1 billion kills, which I don't think you should do right now. I think you just do the 100 million kills first. Eventually doing Apocalypse Wows will give you more gold food effect, just a little bit of gold food effect. It's not really end of the world if you don't get it right now. You can always come back to it. That being said, the reason you do 100 million kills first on the world is because it'll give you Lava Skulls, which will give you more multi-kill per tier, which will allow you to do Eclipse Skulls faster. So your number one priority is trying to do the Lava Skull grind first, and then do the 1 billion kills for the Eclipse Skulls. And again, if you guys aren't familiar, Eclipse Skulls are unlocked in the Rift. They give you a 5% multiplicative damage bonus. Right now you only have 4 of these Eclipse Skulls done, and they give you 20 points, which is 20% multi-kill per tier. Lava Skulls only give you 10%, so you can double the amount of multi-kill per tier you get, going from 100 mil to 1 billion kills on a single mob. And remember that the multi-kill you get from the Death Note only affects the world. The only one that doesn't do that is the actual boss multi-kill here. These affect all of the worlds. So if you actually want to get more multi-kill, you could also kill Glunko a lot more times. Remember, Glunko has a very low amount of HP, so you can stick a lot of Bonjo Pickles on your character. I guess I can show that here. I always talk about this in the past 2 reviews. I think I talked about this, but essentially, honestly, I think I can stick like most of these Bonjo Pickles on my character, and I can go to the Slimes map. I can drop the gravestone. Okay, takes a little bit of time. I think it might be here. How much HP does he have? Okay, that's still feasible. So do some experimentation, see what's possible for you. And this is essentially all you do. You just pop down the gravestone, and depending how high your talent levels are, the gravestone will affect the mob respawn of Glunko. So right now it's giving me 474% increase to mob respawn. So on a 20-minute timer, divide that by 5 or 6x, and that's roughly how many seconds it take, or minutes it would take for Glunko to respawn. So less than 10 minutes, less than 5 minutes around there, for how fast Glunko will respawn. Also, I have other sources of mob respawn, like from the engineer schematics, like from keychains, like from the Divine Scarf. So all that comes together to increase the spawn rate of Glunko. So I just kind of sit here over time, and I will collect the kills with the Bonjo Pickles, and I'll be able to stack up the multi-kill bonus. I still need to do that grind, so I'm just going to do it right now. Why not? So while we're doing this review, I'll probably get like a couple thousand kills or something. To aim towards the 1 million kills for me. I think for you, aiming for like 1,000 to 10,000 is probably good. It shouldn't take necessarily that long. Maybe like a day of grinding, you'll probably get there pretty easily. to get you that multi-kill bonus. And remember, this is across all the worlds. This will affect everything. It'll affect the whole even, so you can get more villager statues and dragon warrior statues eventually down the road to help you in that grind. And multi-kill obviously is just a really good stat for helping you push the world a little bit faster. And as we talked about in the previous reviews, getting multi-kill is going to help you prep for World 7, because multi-kill is almost certainly going to help you push those portals open faster, which means it's World 7 prep, so you may as well do it now. But that being said, get 100 million kills first, get the lava skulls to get that 10% multi-kill per tier. So finish out the red mushroom to 100 mil, slime to 100 mil, carrot man to 100 mil, glumplin, mode boards, poop, rats, nuttos, wood mushrooms, mimics, crab cakes, mafiosos, sandcastles, pincermans, mashed potatoes. You get the idea. Get those to 100 mil first, and then go and do the billion kills across your characters. I'd probably stick a few characters at a time trying to kill those, so you don't waste, or you don't spend too much time trying to do that. You can kind of, or you can honestly stick like 2 characters on one mob, so, or like on their own mob. So 1 character on red mushrooms, 1 character on slimes, 5 characters here, 5 characters here. Just kind of do this and you get to the billion kills, or sorry, 100 mil, and then go back and do the billion kills the exact same way. Okay, in terms of what mobs to farm first, honestly, at this point in time, it doesn't really matter. Do green mushrooms, just generally follow the progression of the world. So do G-mush and then do frogs, and then do board beans and slimes. Red mushrooms is a little bit of a bait because they're posted after board beans, and their HP is just generally pretty high for World 1. So it's not really recommended to do those immediately, even though it shows up as second in the death note. Just do it in the order of the world, because less HP means more of the stuff. Also, the streamer bot, need to move this. There we go. Should be doing it with Blood Berserker. Like I already said, not necessarily you don't have to do it with you, but to complete your super chows, I would do it on your second Deathbringer. Get 100 million kills on this character, because that way you get the super chows. For those of you who don't know, the way super chows and apocalypse wows work, it works a little bit different from the zows and chows. Super chows only count on the character that you made most recently. At least for your Deathbringer, that is. So you have 2. So it's only going to work on your super hot character that you have here. So it's only going to work, your super chows and your apocalypse wows are only going to count on this character. You will not get super chows. You will not get apocalypse wows on this character. So keep that in mind as you do that grind. If you're trying to grind out the 100 mil and the 1 billion kills, it's only going to work on this character. That being said, your zows and chows count independently, so you would need to farm out the 100k and 1 mil on both the characters for you to get the damage and the cooking efficiency and EXP. And then the other questions you had was about Windwalker talents. Okay, Windwalker talents. Compass. So real quick, sorry, just looking at your compass, I just want to see generally where you are. What portals have you unlocked? Abominations have you killed? So you're kind of stuck World 2, World 3. So honestly, for this, my recommendation is just look at the video I posted a while ago back when Windwalker came out to help you kind of push this. This will help you kind of push those worlds and, help you progress Windwalker. Name of the game is just getting damage, getting some dust percent, and trying to get into World 4 to farm some dust. The number 1 priority you should try to aim for is in the upgrade path here. Well, I guess honestly not that much anymore, but equip drop rate on your characters so you can get more medallions, so you can get more damage, more accuracy, stuff like that. Where is... Yeah, medallion magnate. This is what I'm looking for. So every single medallion that you get is going to give you damage and accuracy. Depending how high your drop rate is, you might want to do some medallions from World 1, World 2. Considering you're there in like World 2, World 3 maybe, maybe it's not worth it right now. I'd probably just focus on upgrading your compass and being active on Windwalker right now. I think being active on Windwalker is probably going to net you more bonuses than being AFK, as counterintuitive as that sounds. Primarily because if you're active on Windwalker, you're going to be able to drop bows, you're going to be able to drop rings, which means you'll be able to push the world a bit more. And being able to push worlds right now is going to net you more dust gain than being AFK on the character. So be active on Windwalker, and I would try to find dust bows, I would try to find elemental bows, use those elemental bows and try to kill the abominations. Now, specifically for Windwalker, if you're looking for guides or information about that, I would go to our organized tips and tricks sections. I would go to the Windwalker guide and reference, and there's fantastic write-ups here, right? So they tell you, recommended gear setups for World 1, World 2, World 3, World 4, when you should start worrying about elemental damage becoming important, when you should start worrying about upgrading your dust bow or getting better bows or stuff like that, what the weapon range of each of the worlds are, what mobs drop specific weapons or gear. There's even a talent spread update here, so look at this guide section specifically. If you guys aren't in the Discord, remember to join it. Link in the description for the YouTube video. If you're on YouTube watching the stream right now, you can actually look at the description. There's a link to the Discord as well. If you're watching on Twitch, type !Discord. You guys will get linked to that. Those specific write-ups are still valid and accurate, and they'll help you kind of push Windwalker a little bit. And that's what I recommend looking at. Specifically for talents, even though it's posted there, let's go talk about it though. So, okay, level 619, it's not bad. I would maybe... make sure that you have 100% uptime here for some commandments. Specifically for Ururar. I don't know if you actually have 100% uptime on it, so you might need to spec more talent points here, but overall, I think the talent spread is fine. I just personally wish you had more talent points, so that's going to come with getting more class levels, or... Okay. This, yep. This is, yep. So if you want more talent points, you need to level your skills. You get talent points for your master classes for leveling up specific skills like mining, fishing, chopping, catching. Those ones will give you talent points that way you can use on your talents, to get higher talent levels. So that's number one. You could also get the World 6 tasks completed for the talent points there. So you're missing a lot of talent points here from the World 6 shop. You have a bunch of merit points, so I'd spend them all, honestly, on the tab 5 talent points, just because of how starved you are. And the other thing I would recommend is, as you're pushing Compass, there's an upgrade here somewhere. This upgrade right here, it is in Nomadic Path. These will give you talent points for, quote, other master classes. However, this is bugged and it gives you talent points for Windwalker. So by upgrading this will give you talent points. So, unlocking this upgrade in Nomadic Path, getting enough dust to be able to farm this, and upgrading this will give you some talent points. This will probably net you like maybe 5-10 talent points as you get to leveling this. But remember, pushing the worlds, pushing higher worlds count mobs is going to help you, get more dust. So your primary focus is trying to push into World 4 and trying to farm those specific spots for being able to get more talent points. So I recommend trying to push, get into World 4, farm World 4 a little bit, get some dust, upgrade your damage bonuses, your dust gain bonuses, etc. When it comes to early game Windwalker, my biggest suggestion is trying to upgrade whatever dust percent you have available to you. Solar dust hoarding is the biggest increased dust percent you can get, provided you can actually farm solar dust. So make sure to actually upgrade this, farm out solar dust a little bit. This will be a huge increase in the amount of dust gain that you have. DE Dust 2, DE Dust 1, all these other dust upgrades are really, really vital and important for you. So I'd highly recommend trying to upgrade these. So make sure to upgrade any dust percent you get. That'll help you in the long run for your Windwalker. Yeah, I mean, now that I saw you had level 1. Oh, wow. Okay. Honestly, man, stop doing Windwalker. Like, genuinely. I think you need to worry about this. Okay, hold on. Okay. You're at Samurai Guardians right now. You're at Samurai Guardians. Let that sink in. And you have a total account level of 137 in fishing. You have the Sea Salt Island unlocked. You have 5x skill efficiency. You have 485% skill EXP. You're level 190 in endless summoning. You have all sovereign artifacts. You have all gods unlocked. Almost a Cavern 15. You have Onyx Ocean Man statue. You have 10k golden ribs on the beanstalk and another 16.5k on your available to put on your characters. So if you I would take a single 1 hour candy on any character, go to the Sea Salt Island, use the candy. You're probably going to level like 60 times. And do that across all of your characters. Okay. So okay. Okay. All right. Okay. I think the best thing for you to do right now for your account is Amazon reading glasses. So, I mean, I would go shopping a little bit here. I think these are nice stylish brands or something. I would probably consider picking up one of these, right? And I would do a little bit of perusing here in our tips and tricks sections, right? So he might be dyslexic like me. Hold on. Dyslexia Chrome extensions. Now, Chrome does have some, not the AI mode, Chrome does have some good extensions to help you with your dyslexia, so I would recommend it. There's different fonts that'll help you improve your reading comprehension. So if you're looking at guides online, downloading something like this, or looking at the Chrome Web Store, something like that, different fonts will help you it helps vary the words enough because not everyone's dyslexia is going to be the same, right? There's tools and extensions that you have available to you, you will be able to use to help you read. But the whole point of, why I bring this up is there's several guides that I have available through our organized tips and tricks sections, or regularly through the tips and tricks sections. If you press Control F in any of these in the Discord channel, you can type in and look for help. These Specifically as it relates to tower defense, if you're looking for tower defense help, Zadek has some guides here. If you press Control F, you can type in tower defense or TD perchance. TD. Yeah, Citra Conflict TD. This is a little bit outdated. Maybe not a good source for you. Breeding, all this stuff. Yeah, there's this guide sheet that you can use for tower defense. It'll help you. It'll help you with some like basic tower defense setups. These are still valid. The only thing that has changed or has been impacted recently has been Citra Conflict. You can't place towers in this portal anymore, so you're kind of a little SOL out of that. But use those guide sheets to help you with the optimal tower defense setup. You know, to help you push higher levels of your worship, because getting to 121 Goblin Gorefest is going to help you get Zerg Rushkin, which is a huge increase to your AFK gain rate, which will help you with Prince, will help you with, the Eclipse Skull grind, for example. AFK gain rate, this doesn't discriminate between fighting or skilling. Unlocking this is going to help you in that grind to be able to get to the billion kills much faster. Midas Mind is a fantastic prayer because it gives you a huge amount of drop rate to your DK if you're going to be like crystal farming, for example, or gold food farming. Jawbreaker is also pretty good for helping you get coins to help you upgrade your stamps a bit more, to help you upgrade Vault a bit more. It's just really good. Also, just maxing out all of these prayers is not a bad idea because it'll give you more tome points. Balance of Pain is going to help you get more multi-kill per tier. As you mentioned, this is pretty good World 6 prep. Maxing this out to help you in that endeavor. The Balance of Proficiency prayer is really good for your V-Man specifically because it'll help you level up your worship and trapping. With trapping, you can snapshot high amounts of EXP on your V-Man. Equip this prayer, equip the Maestro Transfusion. Using that, and resetting your traps, doing 20-hour nature traps on whatever highest critter you can do right now. I'd recommend turtles to getting you the most amount of EXP possible to help level up your worship and trapping. The reason you want high levels of worship and trapping is not necessarily for, obviously the tools, but also because of the V-Man talent called Species Epoch. This talent right here gives you a multiplier to the amount of critters and souls you get, but it requires you have a high level of trapping and worship on your V-Man, which I don't have full confidence that you actually do right now. Not that high. It could be better. You're rank 2 when it comes to worship. So getting higher levels of worship is definitely something you want to do here. And it's honestly pretty easy with your V-Man. Never use the Soul Siphon or the Charge Siphon upgrade from your ES talents. Only use your charge on your individual characters. For your V-Man specifically, you want to be really high level. So make sure to use your Maestro Transfusion talent. Here, yes, it nukes your skill efficiency, but both trapping and worship don't require a high level of efficiency. You can have next to zero efficiency and, well, that's not true. Have like really low efficiency in worship and trapping specifically to get the most amount of EXP possible out of it. So you don't need to worry about skill efficiency at all. You don't need to equip skill dimwit like you do for lab, for example. You can equip the balance proficiency prayer. To get the minus the skill efficiency, you can equip this talent to, get more skill efficiency that way. And you would use your soul charge on the MSA totalizer on whatever your highest EXP per charge tower defense is right now. And everyone brace for impact. We're going to look at worship here. Oh, wow, the skulls. Okay. So best way to level up worship is by looking at this line right here, EXP per charge. Whatever the highest number here is what you should be using your EXP charge on, so you can level up those characters in worship. So for you, that'd be Clash of Cans. Use all of your EXP, your soul charge on Clash of Cans to give you the most amount of EXP for your character possible. Okay, so on your V-Man specifically, use Maestro Transfusion, use Balance of Proficiency Prayer, use whatever skill set you have and cards you have for skill EXP, and use all of your soul charge on Clash of Cans. It'll give you the most amount of EXP, and you might be able to level up off of that. Okay, as you level up on V-Man, you'll start scaling that Species Epoch talent, and that'll give you more critters and souls. Also, I would highly recommend de-speccing out of every single one of these points, and the only thing you should be leveling up right now is V-Man Enhancement to get this to 250, and you should honestly level up Voodoo Statification to max, which you did, Species Epoch to max, Master the System to max because you're trying to get Eclipse Skulls, remember. Blood Marrow, fantastic, it's good. And honestly, EXP Cultivation is not really that good. Maybe Power Orb I would consider because this will help you get more damage, which might push you over more damage tiers to get you more multi-kill per tier to help you on that Eclipse Skull grind. Tim, I have seen people with worse EXP rates on Clash of Clans. Generally, yes, it's good. That's why I recommend doing a little bit of reading and making sure it is the most EXP per charge, because in some cases, for people who neglect worship, it might not be the case. Because even in Mr. Dowell's case, there is a 12 EXP per charge difference between Acorn Assault and Clash of Clans. 12. Let that sink in. So obviously the goal here is to get higher levels of tower defense. So the best way to do that is by massively abusing and upgrading Slow Roast Wiz. I think this is probably something you want to upgrade right now. No, this is definitely something you want to upgrade right now. Instead of putting points into Metal Detector, I would put more points into Slow Roast Wiz to like level 10. Because this is how you get to higher levels of worship right now, is like upgrading this and really pushing this. And generally the way these days you do tower defense is you just spam next wave, because you want to let that damage for Slow Roast Wiz stack up. So you get more damage, so you're able to push the waves further. So say, for example, on... you put down your optimal setup that we have available in the Discord. Look at these for the tower defense setups, rather. The sheets that we've looked at, which I've now closed out of, for the optimal placement for your towers. Place those towers down, click on spam next wave until you get to the boss wave, because you can't do it after that. Let you kill the wave, and then do the exact same thing. Get to 20, and then get to 30, and 40, and 50, and 60. Try to push Goblin Gorefest to 121 is your ultimate goal. So you unlock Zergrush again. Waka Waka War, same thing. You just want to unlock prayers right now and try to push to higher waves. So level up the Slow Roast Wiz as much as you can to get you more damage over time. The other thing you want to do is, when it comes to your buildings, I'm not a religious man, but I'm praying right now. Praying to who? I have no idea. The fact your Trapper drone says non-trim takes 2 seconds is not giving me full confidence right now. I'm going to scroll down, and I'm not sure I'm going to like this. Please, great spaghetti monster in the sky. Okay, 35 minutes. That's pretty good on Pulse Mage. Level 75. Okay. My hope is being redeemed as I scroll down. Level 80 Boulder Roller. Okay. 11 hours Frozone, 3 hours Storm. Okay, these are really good tower levels. I'm genuinely surprised. So what I'm seeing is you can get to wave 121 like really easily by abusing Slow Roast Wiz. So you should absolutely be doing tower defense right now. This is the one time I actually advocate for doing tower defense, is if they're this abysmally low. And you should also look to upgrade your skulls across all of your characters, because the better skulls you get, not slush skulls, do not do slush skulls. They are the worst things you could possibly do. Upgrade your skulls to higher tier skulls to get more charge rate per day and more charge power. So I believe you get more souls out of it too. So you can do more tower defense, weekly, get more EXP weekly, and just generally all that's going to help you push just higher waves, right? So yeah, I think if anything stops you from doing higher tower defense, it's probably you had inoptimal tower placement, or your Slow Roast Wiz just isn't high enough. So I would highly recommend just upgrading, hard focusing on Equinox, doing Slow Roast Wiz, upgrading, getting it to like level 10, and you'll just like blow past tower defense like really easily. I would keep upgrading your towers, because the more levels past level 50 means you get more tower damage. And the reason you get more tower damage is because of the nitrogen upgrade here. Oh, sorry, not that. Carbonizer. Carbon. It'll give you 2% damage bonus for every tower level above 50 or wizard tower level above 50, and it'll give you more wizard damage. But yeah, Josh, you are in a prime position to do more tower defense right now. And I think you could very easily unlock those prayers to get higher level prayers and, more EXP, which means your V-Man's going to get more levels in your worship and trapping, which means you're going to get more critters and souls, which means you're going to finish those vials much faster. It's just all around a win. And again, level up Species Epoch, use a book on that, respec your V-Man talents, hard focus on trying to max out Species Epoch, Voodoo Sagification, all those bottom talents are really, really impactful for you. Cooking. Okay, Diamond Chef, like for sure. Yeah, you can finish these meals at 110 with Diamond Chef. So I'd use a few ladles. I'm not even going to talk about shiny pets. Not even going to talk about breedability. But to help you with Windwalker, I mean, breedable pets is probably something that's going to help you because you get more crit chance. And the more crit chance you get, the more damage your Windwalker is going to get, which means you can push those abominations, you can push the worlds, you can get more dust gain that way. So make sure to, I would honestly scattershot your breedability pets right now. And I would probably honestly do one of each of these pets. So Mafioso, Green Mushroom, Squirrel, every single one of these. And as you are killing things on Windwalker, you'll be able to naturally level this up. Remember that the V-Man enhancement affects breedability speed. So sorry, I guess I need to go to the wiki. Idleon wiki breeding. No, sorry, V-Man, Voidwalker. I promise, guys, I normally play, I have dark mode on the wiki, it's not working. Enhancement, here we go. This upgrade right here, enhancement level 150. This is really important. This enables Beastmaster farming, or rather Windwalker farming. So what this does is, as you're active on Beastmaster or Windwalker, every kill you get has a 50% chance to reduce the incubator, fence yard, and spice territory time by 3 seconds. So as you kill things on Windwalker, it'll progress your breedability, which means if you do scattershot it, all of these pets are going to increase in speed, and you're going to level up faster, which means you're going to get more crit chance on your Windwalker, which again is important because it's going to help you level faster, or rather, progress the worlds faster. So that's pretty important. Are star signs important? Yes, they are. Let's go. I guess we'll talk about that. You said I should be scared about this, so I'm bracing for impact here. $50. Okay, so again, this is going to come with you using candy to progress fishing levels to get here. This is really easy. You can use time candy to complete the AFK ones. So use a 4-hour candy here on Grandioso Cavern. Click this constellation on 4 players. Clear this Coliseum on 4 players. You've completed this, but you haven't clicked the star sign for this. Use the 12-hour candy here to complete this. You have level 65 on... You have minimum level 500 on your characters, okay? Use the 24-hour candy here. You've completed this, you just haven't clicked on it. The wiki has all the actual locations for this. I'd recommend looking at the wiki if you're trying to find the locations. But a lot of these are already completed. You just haven't clicked on them. So you're missing out on a a ton of stuff here. And as you do shiny pet farming, as you be active on Windwalker, I would honestly dedicate a few of those slots to some of those infinite star sign pets. So, you know, you just have these unlocked all the time. A common misconception I see with people is they're afraid of some of these star sign bonuses because they give you like negative stuff, right? However, infinite star signs do not give you the negative bonus here. So I have this infinite star sign here. It's not giving me a negative 7% fighting AFK gain here. It is giving me total damage. That's it. That's all star sign. That's all the star sign is doing. So, you know, get your star signs done. Chat, what is NMLB? No meal left behind. So, you know, go on a quest and complete these star signs and unlock them. Unlock all of them. Unlock every single star sign because you'll have enough points to unlock every single star sign. So it doesn't matter which one you unlock, just unlock them all. Is 15 DR good for Onyx on DK? Yes. For at least World 1, World 2, and honestly World 4. World 5, World 6, you get a little bit to dicey territory. I would probably consider just doing like gold food farming with DK at that point. Dungeons. Okay. So because this is an Equinox stream and, you know, party dungeon is really important, just complete this. Remember to do your happy hour. We have a party dungeon section in our Discord. There's a ping role that you can join to get notifications when people do party dungeons now. Commonly, people do World 1 party dungeon because it's the easiest to carry. But just doing this, upgrading these flare bows is going to be really important because you're missing out on things like weapon power to help you with damage. As we mentioned at the top of the video, damage is pretty important for helping you hit more multi-kill. So you can get those Eclipse Skulls done faster. Talent points. Okay, this is a big one. You're struggling with Windwalker talents, right? These give you talent points for your master classes. These give you talent points for every single character tab. So your base class, your little subclass, your main class, your master class, it gives you talent points for all of those. So you're missing 40 talent points for your Windwalker just from party dungeon alone. You're also missing a little bit of monster cash to help you with vault stamps, etc. So this is just, you know, there's no reason not to do this. I would highly recommend joining a party dungeon rotation to get flare bows for this. Also, you can equip a hold on, how many booster runs? You have 32 booster runs. So, you know, party dungeon is definitely going to be a pretty big help for you. Just overall, because it's going to give you a reason or the more power to be able to push, you know, Eclipse Skulls or Death Note Skulls, more talent points for your master classes, more cash, just in the future to prep and all that stuff. So these are really, really good. I highly recommend doing this. Even though party dungeon's painful, you only need to do this once a week because happy hour, you get those boosted runs, I believe, once a week. Honestly, I barely do happy hour, but I've gotten this maxed out, so it's been a while. Also, getting this maxed out kind of preps you because it's one of the Equinox streams, or at least one of the completion requirements is unlocking and completing all of those upgrades. And actually, have you completed it? Oh, max out 5 stats. Have you completed that? I guess you have. I don't know. Is Coins of Charon good for money grind? I believe so, yeah, because there's multiple money multipliers in the game where you would multiply that. Okay, the World 3 party dungeon, this is pretty, you can get a carry for this. It's somewhat rare if people do this, but I would honestly, for these challenges, I would recommend looking at Griffey's videos about the World 2 and World 3 party dungeon, because World 2 is buggy. You can really only carry yourself. It sometimes crashes during multiplay. So rely on yourself for World 2 and honestly rely on yourself for World 3. As you get level 50 in party dungeon, things become a lot easier. So make sure to do your happy hours, make sure to do your party dungeons to try and you know, try to level up those ranks so you get more of those bonuses as you do party dungeon, because you'll be able to carry yourself. Pet arena? Oh my. Okay, I would use that guide sheet that I've mentioned a few times already. This guide sheet has the battles you need for Pet Arena to be able to complete this, based off of the pets that you like have available to you. And I see here, hold on. You've completed all of the territory battles before you've unlocked 200 Pet Arena. You have... So... You're missing out on these. So... Okay, you're missing out on like a pretty big damage multiplier that you can use right now, especially if you're going on the Eclipse goal grind. Also, you're pretty close to 1400 lab. I would try to push towards 1400 lab so you unlock the Pure Opal Navette. Every 700 lab level you get will unlock more, these jewels specifically, up to 2100 lab level. And I would really recommend trying to push that because this will give you more crop depot bonuses, which, as we mentioned kind of in this stream specifically, the crop depot is incredibly powerful because it is like the sole reason that gaming is even completable right now, because of how much multiplier it has to gaming speed, and specifically will help you with trapping and getting more levels of trapping because it gives you a ton of base critters. It gives you more shiny pet rate, so you're able to get higher levels of your shiny pets. It gives you more cash percent. It gives you damage, as we talked about, is pretty important for you. Jade coin to give you more meal speed, which honestly right now you don't even need, but maybe down the line in World 7 you'll need. So yeah, getting 2100 lab level is extremely important. I would probably consider that a grind that you need to do in the short term. When it comes to sneaking, at least you have an optimal, setup here, kind of a little bit. I would just stick to Veil Rosary, trying to push, your floors and such. It seems like you need to unlock your ninja still. No? I don't know what this is. Probably doing some gemstone farming here. As you do Windwalker, unlocking more stealth percent that way is going to help. Getting higher levels of your rosary and your veil is going to help. Getting a higher level of these lotus flowers is going to help. Getting a higher level of these charms are going to help. I don't know. There's not much to say about early sneaking, especially when you get into mastery specifically, because it's doing a little bit of like 1k gemstone farming, getting higher level of your charms, upgrading your stuff that you see here, upgrading your charm bonus, your gemstone bonus, your mastery loot bonus, your way of stealth, your jade coin multiplier, your door damage, your nunchuck grip, your action speed, upgrading everything here. And getting higher levels of these charms to give you more stealth to help you push higher floors, getting higher level nunchucks so you can break down the doors faster. It's just a very repetitive cycle. There's not really much to do in terms of explaining things. It's just pretty much all the stuff you would expect naturally to do. So it's over time you're going to be able to do this. Okay, we completely skipped over like stamps and stuff, so let's go take a look. Okay, 150 multi-tool. Okay, all this is looking good so far. You don't have quest and stamp. You don't have diamond axe. You have the golden apple. Okay. So there's a few stamps you're missing in terms of like damage and stats and stuff like that. So, you asked, okay, you're also missing how are you missing this? Of all the things to be missing, how are you missing lab tube? What? So I would go on a journey to try and unlock these stamps. If you click on the stamp in Toolbox, it'll bring you to the page of the wiki to where the stamp is located. This is unlocked via quest, via Wellington, so complete that. The Avastiar stamp is unlocked via Crystal Swine. That's how you unlock that. The Lab Tube stamp's unlocked via capital P, so complete that. The Queston stamp is unlocked via Tiki Chief, so go unlock that. You have a lot of stamps here you haven't unlocked yet. I would recommend trying to unlock. I would really recommend trying to level multi-tool stamp a bit more to get more of the base skill efficiency that you need. Just generally, all these stamps are blue, which means that even without the Gilded Stamp bonus, all of these stamps are blue with a few exceptions. So I'd highly recommend trying to upgrade them, because the more stamps you upgrade, just the more powerful your account's going to be. You're also only at 5,500 stamp level. Aiming to 10k is what you should, because it'll guarantee you get a Gilded Stamp every single day, which will make the stamps a bit easier to level in the long run. Okay, Owl, because you're at Cavern 14, you should aim towards Mega Feather 17 or 18. It's really not that hard once you get to the Gambit Cavern, because it gives you a multiplier to the resources for these clicker mechanics, so specifically Owl and Kangaroo, and eventually the other ones when they come out, I believe. Bubbles, let's look at these bubbles. So these are all pretty low with the exception of maybe Mage's Best. I would recommend trying to level more Warrior's Rule, more Archer of Bust, more Molt Orange, more Prema Green, more Severe Purple. Getting these into the 200, 300, 400s of levels is going to be pretty impactful. These multiplier bubbles are the #1 priority when it comes to alchemy, because they pretty much just juice your account in the most general, most efficient way possible. Obviously, not much to be said about Mage's Best, Archer Bust, Warrior's Rule, because these multiply every single bubble in their respective cauldrons for the class that you're on. Specifically the small bubbles, not the large bubbles. And the multiplier bubbles here, most notably, will impact your stat bubbles. Now, these are total stats. These don't get scaled by things like all stat %. However, because these get multiplied by Severe Purple, which you have Prisma, by the way, will give you a lot of total wisdom, a lot of total strength, or a lot of total agility. So if you questioned earlier how people get 100k main stat, this is primarily how people do that. It's these bubbles. It's the base stat bubbles, so Swift Step In, Roid Ragin, Stable Genius, and then also higher levels of Molt Orange, Prema Green, Severe Purple, because those will multiply those stat bubbles even further. So if you want to get more stats, it's going to be upgrading those bubbles respectively. But, just generally progressing alchemy is going to help you with your account, because alchemy is the absolute GOAT and will fix just about anything, most things of your account. And when it comes to cauldrons, I would honestly just max out all of these, the boost cauldrons here, so the level luck cost extra for all of these, just to get them done, completed, out of the way. And then for these, I'd probably aim to get like level 150 to 200 of the cap and rate, and then I would consider switching your focus over to sigils. And in terms of sigils, you're upgrading pretty much everything I'd agree with here. You got Peapod, trying to get that to iodized. Emoji Veggie up to iodized. Those are ones I agree with. It's not a bad choice. Arcade, in the current rotation, my recommendation is probably the Emperor bonuses. Since you're at the end of World 6, you can actually take advantage of this. It's probably what I'd recommend trying to do. These give you some pretty huge bonuses, such as the Masterclass resources, the farming cost reduction, so you can progress farming a bit faster. These give you, I think, drop rates, along with a few other things. So these Emperor bonuses are pretty powerful, and it's one of the better ones to upgrade. When it comes to Kilroy, my recommendation is, as you progress through Rift, have you completed this? You completed this. So Kilroy, I would do every single week, and I would buy the resets for this with the gems and reset every single week, and try to get more levels into the second timer, so you can get up to like the 2k kills to get more skulls out of it. And with the skulls right now, spend everything you can into trying to unlock the 3rd Kilroy weekly fight, because as you unlock this and upgrade this, you'll get essentially more Kilroy skulls every single week, which means, as you saw me earlier do, you can cycle that into arcade balls, which will net you a large return on gems. Because I started the stream today with like, what, 1,700 gems, and I'm at 5,100. I did get a jackpot, but discounting the jackpot, I'd still at 3,000 gems. I got 1,100 gems from arcade. I spent 800 because I'm saved up essentially 2 weeks of arcade balls. So that was a net profit of 300 gems. Right? Rough math. Something like that. Yeah, around there. So Kilroy is a good return on investment as you invest more into it. So Kilroy is definitely good to spend on in the long term. Yeah, big thing when it comes to gaming right now is trying to get isotope discovery. So, you know, upgrading the or trying to unlock gaming bit gains via bravery, trying to do more farming so you get more crops unlocked, spending all of your points into sprout speed, upgrading squirrel and trying to upgrade plants growth faster, upgrading Kitsune Roxy for more growth speed, getting a higher nugget so you can get more bit gain. All that stuff's going to help. So I'd recommend, you know, hard focusing on sprout speed right now and try to get down to the instant gaming threshold to be able to get more red bits, so you're able to get that super bit unlocked. And specifically when it comes to the hole, the hours are pretty equalized. My recommendation is I'd probably aim to do bravery at 10k first, and then I would probably do justice 24k, then wisdom to 10k, and then bravery to 24. Like I said, with bravery, I mean, probably focus on gaming bit gain here. Maybe mining efficiency. Mining efficiency is really good. I don't think you necessarily need more villager EXP because you are almost there at Cavern 15. Once you get to Cavern 15, you're going to get more villager EXP because you'll be able to get Dragon Warrior statues, which means it'll multiply the villager EXP bonus you get from the statue here. So you don't need to focus anymore really on villager EXP when it comes to the monuments. I know Sheepy's going to chime in and disagree, but who cares? You have a lot of slab to do. I'll just let this page speak for itself. Where do you start? Pick an item and try to get it. And Emperor. 911. Nice. Here, Marlon, what's up? Yeah, I mean, you need more damage. That's the crux of it. Like, you're probably struggling with Emperor because you don't have enough damage, but with everything we talked about today, I think we'll get more than enough damage to be able to get higher levels of Emperor to be able to progress that. So, okay, well, I mean, we talked a lot about this stuff already. So, Jdoo, thank you for the account. Yeah. If anything, I would recommend looking at the guides that we have posted in our Discord. I'd recommend looking at the previous account reviews we did for people that were towards the end of World 6. And I would definitely get on getting your characters to higher levels of skilling, getting obviously gear on your characters, because I kind of glanced over this, but a lot of your characters don't even have gear. Like, you have Efont gear here. This character has 0 gear. This character has almost no gear. This character has no gear, no tools, no tools, no tools, no tools. Like, no one has tools. No one has a lot of food equipped. So, you know, getting gear for your characters is important. Getting tools for your characters is important. Getting higher level weapons is really important. Getting food across your characters, like these golden gold trees nomaches, getting golden cheese, golden ham, golden dumplings is going to be, like, in large part, like, very, very important for you. So I'd highly recommend getting onto that grind to really help you out with your account. So we'll go ahead and stop there. Thank you for the account as always. A little bit of a shocker. Hopefully you learned something to help you out in your account progress. And thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I just want to say as a last thing, thank you to all of my Twitch subscribers and YouTube channel members. You guys really help the channel grow and really motivate me to continue making videos. If you guys do also want to support me on YouTube, it's just $1 a month for a channel subscription at the lowest tier. You can choose to give more if you want. Just want to say that. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate your support. Have a great day. Bye.